experts predicted the series would get physical, but Game 3 between the Heat and the Bulls was more than chippy. The hallmark moment was when Nazr Mohammed got ejected in the second quarter for pushing LeBron. Well, Bulls coach Tom Thibodeau said LeBron flopped. Those comments earned him a $35,000 fine. So in the court of public opinion, Skip Bayless, I'll start with you first. Do you think LeBron James flopped?
I don't care about the court of public opinion, Stephen A. Smith. This is just my opinion. I love that Coach Thibodeau called out LeBron after the game for flopping because he did flop. He did exaggerate his fall. And let's be clear about this. Do I think LeBron was surprised that Nazr Mohammed two-hand shoved him the way he did? Yeah, I think he was surprised. But come on, LeBron James is 6 feet 9 inches, 260 pounds. And for him to go sliding back across the floor like he got hit by a Chicago bus, I'm not buying it, Stephen A., because I think he helped propel himself backward just a little bit. So I'm going to qualify this as a flop. And I think it was worth the $35,000 it cost Coach Thibodeau after the game to go ahead and call out not just LeBron, but the Heat, because he realizes they are a little mentally vulnerable to the Bulls' physical play, especially LeBron James, because you can get under his skin a little bit and inside his head, as I think they did in this game. LeBron had, by my standards, a disappointing game. He shot 6 for 17. The Bulls were in position to pull this off, and little Norris Cole ended up outplaying little Nate Robinson, which closed the deal for the Heat. I said it'd be by 10. It was a shocking way to get to a 10-point advantage.
On this particular matter, you're clueless, and it doesn't surprise me at all. I had anticipated that you would say such a thing because God forbid that somebody 6'8", 240 pounds could be looking the other way when getting shoved.
You shrank him an inch and 20 pounds?
Excuse me? What are you talking about?
Oh, LeBron, he always says he's 6'9", 260. He says that publicly.
No, he's usually around 240, 250.
Oh, but you weighed him the other night. I forget. Go ahead.
No, I'm just telling you what he is. That's what they tell me. Don't knock me for it. I don't care about his weight. I don't care if he was 290. It doesn't make a difference to me. Don't distract me from the subject at hand, interrupting me with something so frivolous. The point is that he was looking the other way, and he got pushed. And he fell down. He didn't pretend to be hurt. He didn't pretend to be incapable of getting up or anything like that. He just got hit. He just got shoved, and he was surprised, and he was looking the other way, and then got shoved. By the way, Nazr's about 6'11", 230. So it's not like he's it's not like he's me, for crying out loud, okay? And that's what I think you need to pay attention to in this regard. Now, bottom line is whether LeBron James fell or not, he was still going to get ejected for shoving LeBron because the league that we live in, that we watch in today's day and age, they're not going for that. So it doesn't make a difference whether LeBron fell on the ground or not. It doesn't negate the fact that Nazr Mohammed was going to get thrown out of the game for shoving it. So the comment by Tom Thibodeau, really, you could sit there and say it was a waste of time, but I understand what he's doing. You're depleted. Derrick Rose is out. Joakim Noah is hurt. Luol Deng is out. Kirk Heinrich is out. And then Nazr Mohammed goes out there and gets himself ejected. That's on him. And if you're Thibodeau, you don't even have a bench outside of Taj Gibson other than Marcus Teague playing for you for 10 minutes. But, Skip, I was there at the game, and I spoke to Nazr Mohammed after the game. You know that I know Nazr Mohammed from his days of playing in Philadelphia. We go back more than 14 years, and I got to tell you, I got to tell you that he's a guy that, you know what, in all seriousness, that's not his character. He's nothing like that. He's a gentle man. He is. He's nothing like that. That's not who he is. So as a result of that, it was uncharacteristic of him. It was stupid of him to do. He acknowledged it. He was incredibly contrite after the game because he knew that they needed. Are you just going to interrupt me while I keep talking?
I'm helping you out. You leave out the pertinent details.
How do I leave out the pertinent details?
Well, he tweeted an apology publicly after the game. We should acknowledge that.
Yeah, but the point is, all I'm telling you is that we were in the locker room after the game. Who gives a damn about the tweet if you got an eyewitness account sitting right in front of you on the show telling you that I spoke to him directly? Okay, so the point that I'm trying to make to you is that he was incredibly contrite because he felt that he embarrassed his name, his kid, the organization, and he let him down. So in the end, I can't go with Thibodeau or you in this regard because it's something he should not have done considering how depleted the Bulls were.
So you're saying Thibodeau should not have called him out after the game?
Should not have called LeBron James out?
Yeah.
Correct.
Okay.
Wow. Leave it there?
Yeah.
All right, good. So you say no, he says yes. LeBron actually took this issue of flopping like no big deal. He said, I'm very aggressive. This is not my type of game. But here's the question. I'll turn it over to you, Stephen A. Who do you think is going to win tonight?
You know what? I think I'm going down with the ship from this in terms of my prediction. I predicted that the Bulls would lose this series in 6 games. It looks like 5, considering the injuries and the ailments they've been suffering from. But they battle real hard in Chicago. I think the Bulls have a shot to win tonight's game. Luol Deng did practice lightly yesterday, according to them. It's questionable whether he'll play tonight, but it's still possible. It hasn't been definitively ruled out. The same can be said about Kirk Heinrich. I don't think that neither will be nearly as effective as we're accustomed to them seeing them be in the event that they do elect to play. But I think that you're at a point right now, if you're the Bulls, you just need somebody to be able to come out there and to give you a few minutes to spell for the other guys so they're not absolutely positively exhausted come, the fourth quarter of tonight's game. I definitely think it's possible for the Bulls to win tonight's game, not to mention the fact that D-Wade he's not 100%. That bone bruise has been bothering him in his knee. It hasn't gotten worse, but it doesn't get better either. The reality of the situation is that he's playing through it, and he's managing judiciously in terms of his level of aggression. We know what he's capable of doing when healthy, but he's not 100% right now. I think if there was a game that the Chicago Bulls could actually steal, it would be tonight's game. And so I'm assuming that they're probably going to win tonight. Remember, I predicted the Heat was going to win Game 3, and they'd possibly lose Game 4. I'm going to stick to that prediction, Skip, and hold the fort with that.
So you got Bulls winning at home tonight.
Yes, and then losing the next 2.
I just can't see it. I'm sorry. I'm sure they will scratch and they will claw, but you're telling me for sure that you don't think Luol Deng will be able to even scratch and claw with them.
Well, actually, I'm saying to you, I'm not sure. I thought he wasn't going to play at all. I thought it was no possibility. But then there are reports out of Chicago that he's practiced yesterday a little bit anyway, and that it's possible he may play tonight and make an appearance for a few minutes. I don't know if that's true, but that's what they're saying.
That could be a big deal, although I wouldn't expect a whole lot of him.
Right.
Given the quotes that he said about how he's just so depleted physically that he can't. He said he could barely practice. So I don't know. I'm gonna expect that he doesn't play tonight. I'm gonna expect that true grit can only take you so far against supreme talent. And I'm gonna say it again. This team cannot deal with LeBron James. He is whatever his size is. He's 6-something and 2-something, and I don't think Jimmy Butler can keep him out of the lane. Shouldn't be able to. Maybe Joakim can keep him from the rim, but LeBron should just wreak havoc on this team and should start putting this team away tonight. I'm going to predict another 10-point Heat win. It'll be tough for a while. It'll be tough for 3 quarters, but Stephen A., Norris Cole, and we've been talking about him all year.
Fantastic.
After the game he played against Tony Parker at the Spurs when they played their B team, and he flat out outplayed Tony Parker at San Antonio, I said, wow. And again, he helped keep Nate to a low roar the other night. He kept Nate down, and they were a good matchup because maybe Norris is a little bit bigger, but he's not much bigger than Nate is.
But Skip,
go ahead.
Go ahead. I got to tell you, Skip, this dude has shot 16 of 20 from the field and has hit all 8 of his 3-pointers in this series. I expected him to be quick and somebody that could defend a little bit, a miniature guy like a Nate Robinson. Keep your body in front of him, match his quickness. He brings a different dimension than Mario Chalmers. But never in my wildest dream did I expect to see him shoot from the perimeter the way that he has shot. That's why I have no problem whatsoever with Dwayne Wade attempting just 7 shots in the last game. The way Norris Cole has been playing and the way Chris Bosh has come up big in this series, I just can't say enough, especially Norris Cole. This kid is playing some spectacular basketball right now.
Chris Bosh played some spectacular basketball on Friday night. I didn't expect that. I didn't see that coming. Didn't see Norris Cole coming. I want to see LeBron coming again tonight. And Stephen A., it should be fairly easy to pull away from this Bulls team, because at some point you just finally give up. You fight and fight, and then you say, we're just not doing enough.
Not this team, Skip. They're not giving up. Not this team, not this crowd. And I will say to you that what threw me a bit off, and you can speak to this because, by the way, just as an aside, Skip, everywhere I go in the damn United Center, I don't know if you know it or not, but you got a fan club. Whole bunch of, journalists that worked with you, guys at the Tribune. Dan McGrath, my former editor and yours, told me to say hello to you as well. Everywhere you turn, you got this fan club of yours.
I'm sorry to subject you to that.
Thank you so much. But I will tell you, and Chet as well. But here's the deal.
Chet Copy. How you doing?
That's right. That's right. Here's the deal, though. The thing that surprised me is that there were times during the game that Nate Robinson was imploring the crowd to just stand up and cheer. I'm not used to seeing that. Usually the Chicago fans are rabid on their own. He seemed to need to have the need, to feel the need to incite them a little bit, which told me that, you know what, they had that kind of attitude. The players don't, but the crowd may have been resigned to it to some degree until Nate and Joakim Noah got them sparked. I don't think that's the case tonight. I think they'll be ready.
All right. And speaking of predictions, anybody predict what was going to happen on the PGA Tour this weekend? I did not. Oh, you did?
No, I didn't.
Skip did. Tiger and